Welcome to the final week of the Tactical Bodybuilding Challenge. I hope everybody has had fun thus far. I wanted to talk about a couple of things while I was getting ready with my breakfast here this morning, kind of ad-lib and go off the hip, if you will, on this just a little bit. I want to talk a lot about, I shouldn't say a lot, I want to talk a little bit about setbacks and what happens with fitness and life in general, really. Setbacks are going to happen. That's one of those things that we've got to get used to. We've got to be prepared to deal with them. And not just fitness, but sports in general has taught me a lot about that in life. What I truly like about sports and about fitness is it does help us to overcome those types of things in our lives. Setbacks happen. They happen all the time. Whether it's in what we're talking about as far as the fitness side of things, whether that's from an injury or a lot of times it's just life getting in the way. It makes it very difficult to get to the gym, particularly those of us with children. Summertime is supposed to be off time, right? They're not in school, but you've got all kinds of extracurricular activities. They've got friends that they want to see. They've got summer projects that they've got to complete. There's a lot of things that go into that, and a lot of times that can get in the way of getting into the gym. We've got to be able to improvise, adapt, and overcome. We've got to come up with ways in order to meet our goals that don't necessarily go to plan. Although I am a plan person, I discussed that a couple of weeks ago. Plans don't always go as they're supposed to, as the way we've planned them out. So we've got to be able to adapt to those. This week has been an example of that for me. I had a lot of stuff going on. Wasn't able to get these videos done the way I wanted to. I wasn't able to reach out to a lot of people in the means that I'm accustomed to doing that, so I had to come up with different ways to do that. A lot of them was done through text messages. A lot was done through private messages through the app. Not being able to do the mass communication like I can with this. So being able to adapt is essential. I want to roll that back into the fitness side of things. Some people reached out to me this week and said, look, I just can't complete the challenge. And after having a little bit of conversation, I understand why. And it was through no fault of their own. Injuries happen. Those kinds of things creep up on us, and we've got to be able to adapt to those. To those people's credit, and I'm not going to call them out by name, obviously, but kudos, because you found ways to improvise. Is it to the plan, to the program's plan? No. But you were able to come up with a plan, a new plan. You were able to come up with an alternative, and you were still moving forward in your fitness goals. And that's what this is all about. That's what overcoming adversity is about. Things are going to pop up. They're going to get in our way. We're going to have all kinds of roadblocks. Sometimes those roadblocks are 30-foot walls. We can't always go over those roadblocks. Sometimes we got to go around them. Sometimes we got to go through them. But coming up with the appropriate plan and the appropriate way to deal with those is essential. And that's what I like about fitness. That's what it's taught for me. I hope that's what some of you guys have learned throughout the first 3 weeks of this challenge, is that things are going to pop up and you got to be able to get around those. So with that said, I'm going to make a little bit of breakfast this morning. This is what my typical breakfast is. So I kind of wanted to combine a couple things here, make it kind of a fun Sunday for you guys. My breakfast, eggs, either oatmeal or some kind of high fiber grain. So I get my carbs in early in the day, even though I don't take in a whole lot of carbs throughout the day. So it's a very simple breakfast for me. Like I said, some eggs, some egg whites, a little bit of bread, some spray on butter, and we go from there. So I'll go through and make that kind of up, and we'll go through that. All right, so guys, when I make my scrambled eggs, I cheat, okay? So yes, I have my egg whites. About 5 to 6 servings of that. 2 whole eggs. A lot of people make theirs in a bowl. I'm a cheater. Using my shaker cup. Scrambled eggs. It's phenomenal. It's very easy for me. Normally I put some spinach in there, but I have to go grocery shopping and I haven't done that yet. So that's on today's list of things to do. But that's pretty much a very simple breakfast for me. Maybe oatmeal. I'm gonna do some high fiber bread today. Keep my fiber increase up there. And yeah, that's about it. So stand by, we'll have a little bit of fun. Now, from a fat standpoint, I get some fats from the eggs. I also like to add a little bit more fat in there. If I have an avocado, it's a great way to get them. Another source would be a little bit of shredded cheese, which is probably what I'll do this morning. Keep my fats in there, get my calories up, especially being on a carb-restricted diet right now because of prep. Got to find a way to get calories in there. And look, I would love to ingest 350 to 400 grams of protein a day and hope that that would work for me. But at the end of the day, that's a whole lot of protein to digest that my body's probably not going to use. So I got to find more effective ways to get my calories in, but still maintain my goals. So still trying to work towards that ripped, lean look. My nutrition calculations were off a little bit for this show. So I'm not going to come in as shredded as I wanted to be. I'm making some adjustments. I'm going to come in as tight as I can. That's life. That's what I'm learning. It's different every time. You got to be able to make those calculations. That's where having a prep coach comes into play. I am not a prep coach, so it's something that I'm adjusting with, and there's a lot of nuances to that I give those guys that have been doing this for a long time a lot of credit about their ability to make on-the-fly quick adjustments to people's nutrition programs in order to get them that super ultra lean look to hit specifically on show day. Kudos to you guys. I'm working on that. So for myself, I mentioned having that food scale comes in handy, right? So plop it out there. This is where we get into a lot of trouble when it comes to nutrition. We think we know how much we're putting into something. No, weigh it out. Find out for it. That way you have exactly what you're supposed to have when it comes to a serving size. And boom, there's my serving size of cheese. I don't have to try and guesstimate. I don't have to end up putting more in than what I would because I know me with cheese. And I would end up putting in like half a pound of cheese. So helps keep me accountable, right? That's what we're trying to go for. Got my toast. Got my spray butter. All those things I told you that we were going to go through, right? All those things that I talked about last week that I use, this is how I use them. This is how you can put them into your meal plan. Don't ever waste cheese. Have you guys follow with me for just 1 second because once again I'm going to make another shameless plug for my business. So but I also going to give Seth Feroci a lot of credit because he came up with the greatest coffee cup ever. Obviously the All-American Roughneck, but don't be a shitbox mess. Drink more coffee. So there we have it. Short and sweet, quick little breakfast, quick little ad lib on overcoming adversity. Have a great Sunday, guys. Go out there, have some fun today. Get some active recovery done. Get ready for this final week of the program. Let's have some fun. Let's wrap it all up. Go from there.